Good morning, guys. How are we doing? Today is the 7th of January 2022. Apparently I was wishful thinking yesterday and I said we were still in last year, so you know. Anyway, we had snow warnings yesterday. We didn't get snow. We're supposed to get snow at 7 o'clock this morning. Can't see it happening. We've had lots of frost and stuff like that, but it's been raining overnight. I really can't honestly see it snowing today. But, you know, I really need to get these Cobnuts out. And at the moment, while it's nice cold temperatures, really cold temperatures, they're going to stratify really well. So what I'm doing at the moment is I am cracking my Cobnuts, being really careful about it, because normally you would use a file and make a hole, but don't have a file because it's in storage. And I really kind of need to get these guys out, and while it's in the minuses temperature wise, we've got a really good chance of getting these done and them surviving. It's just I've got to be really careful in what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna, Cobnuts are part of the hazelnut family, but they're not a hazelnut, they are a cobnut. As you guys probably know, hazelnut is very rounded, whereas the Cobnuts actually aren't. Right. So that is a Cobnut. They're quite long. They kind of look a bit like an acorn actually, just quietly. All right, and that's what they look like on the inside. It does look like a hazelnut, smells like a hazelnut, tastes like a hazelnut, but is indeed a Cobnut. But is actually a little sweeter, I think, and a little smoother than a hazelnut, which is really kind of cool. So yeah, and I need a couple of jobs where I can sit down today, because Madam Murder Pants, who can, oh shit, is nowhere to be seen this morning. She is hiding somewhere, probably in her carry cage, which is down by the radiator. Had me over in the kitchen yesterday afternoon in revenge for her trip to the vet. Bitch. And I landed squarely on my left knee, which by the time Tanny came home, I was in pieces. And coughing painkillers, which I tend to try not to do because I don't really like taking too many of them. Oh, you don't want to go, do you? You're going to be a bugger. Oh, this one doesn't want to do it. I'll leave that one for later. But yeah, so yeah, that was fun. That was a fun way to end the day. Oh, okay. So like I said, you got to be careful with this, because the last thing you want is to break that nut. So I don't want to put too much force on it to break them, to crack the shells, because that could be a very bad thing. Now, so now apparently, according to the Kentish Cobnut Society, there's no such thing as an actual cobnut anymore. They can't actually reproduce themselves. Like, okay, they can reproduce themselves, they become a tree, but you need a specific variety of hazelnut for them to become a cobnut. Now, I'm not convinced by this. I'm not. I think it's almost like they're trying to say, oh yeah, well, you've got to do this so you can, you know, because we're trying to make it as difficult as possible for people to do it. and as expensive as possible for people to do it. So part of my experiment with the Cobnuts is going to be to see if they actually can produce nuts themselves. Now, it used to be that a cobnut tree, or if they've had that bred out of them, and if they've had it bred out of them, then shame on you growers. Yeah, so there we go, really. There's not a lot that's happened so far. It's still like 5:45 in the morning. Tony went off to work, happily enough. So yeah, what else have I got to do? This is pretty much my main job for today, is doing this. I am going to do some work on the website. I'm going to do a bit of tidying up around here because it's a bit of a schmozzle. No, I haven't taken the tree down, you know, because I haven't. Those who know me and are very close to me will know that I didn't take my Christmas decks down for 1.5 years once. Because I liked them and they were really, really good, and I'd done such a good job of them, I didn't want to take them down, so I didn't. I left them up as a testament to awesomeness. Yeah, so there we go. There's not a lot really to tell you guys this morning. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, a friend of mine has I have a lot of friends in stop motion who, because I make costumes for the puppets and I hand stitch all these little costumes and stuff like that, as part of my artwork that I do. And I've met quite a few people through that, and a friend of mine who was going to be setting up, he was creating a stop motion called Buddies, or The Buddies, has actually gone back to school and learnt how to do 3D developing, graphic developing for gaming, and has decided that instead of doing it as a stop motion, he's creating a game out of it, and it's looking pretty impressive actually. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that. I'm going to put a link to his YouTube channel below, and so you guys can have a look for yourselves, because the only thing is, I will say, if you have an issue with a bit of a naughty mouth, this game is very much potty mouthed, okay? So the characters are all, you know, it's a bit base humor, but it's funny. I think it's funny, but then again, I'm probably a 10-year-old boy wrapped up in a 48-year-old woman's body, so it's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, guys. I've got to get on with this. I'm trying to catch up on videos still, and I will see you later on. Whatever you're doing today, just stay warm, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I will see you later on. Have a good one. Love you. Blessings.